Hey guys, this is Bradley reporting live from my couch. It's actually a place I've been spending a lot of time at recently because some of you know, some of you may not know, I have recently been injured. I tore my ACL. And I decided that, well, first I'm going to explain a little bit about how it happened and kind of what's been going on in my head ever since the injury, what comes next. And I decided to make a series of videos, and I wanted to show you guys my journey, my adventure through this incident. So it happened about 2 weeks ago. For those who don't know, I love tricking, martial arts tricking. So for those who don't know, Google it. It's pretty much the coolest thing ever. So in a nutshell, it combines a lot of kicks, flips, twists, and you can do pretty much anything you want with it. You incorporate elements of dance. People do more flips and twists than they do kicking. People kick more. It's really whatever you want to do. So do yourself a favor. Google search tricking. You will not thank me enough. It is awesome. So anyway, 2 weeks ago, I had a private session where I was learning to do a trick called a raiz, which is Portuguese, or for us Americans, we'll call it raise. And basically it's kind of like this inverted barrel roll kick type of thing. And, for about half a year I've been trying to do it, and I've actually been kind of scared to try it because I had this idea in my head that if I were to try it, I'd really hurt myself. So anyway, I have, having this really great coaching session, and my coach at the time was basically telling me that in order to get through that dark part of the movement or that fear of the movement, all I have to do is be present and be there and enjoy every moment of it. And I did. I really started getting it down. Like, it was fun. And I just kept swinging it. It was awesome. And the last attempt that I made at doing it, I decided to just swing my back leg as fast as I could. Because, why not? It's a great idea. Well, I did that, and I landed. But because I was so excited and so amped, I just was not present at all. And when I landed, it was like my foot got stuck on the floor, and I came around so fast and it landed so hard, I saw my knee kind of shift over to the right, and then my leg kind of bent inward to the left. And I saw this happening, and I knew immediately, well, my knee does not bend that way. And I'm falling into it now, and I have this realization. I was like, yeah, you better roll into this, because otherwise your entire weight's going to go down on your leg and it's going to bend even more. So I did, and I'm kind of lying in this crumpled heap on the floor, and my messed up knee is literally right next to my face, and I'm looking at it, and the first thing I do is just scream, because I know that something is not right. And it hurt. It hurt a lot. I can't think of anything else that pain felt like, but what I think was even worse was just knowing that, oh man, I just injured myself, and the only thing I wanted to do is to get up and do that move again. And I had to get help. I got escorted out. And so in this past 2 weeks, I haven't really been able to walk on it too well. It doesn't bend fully. I went to a doctor, and I've had an x-ray. I've been to the emergency room. I just had an MRI taken. The doctor that I have seems to think it's a complete ACL tear. And I actually meet with an orthopedic surgeon on Monday to see what we have to do next. So, the experience so far has been a little tough, because up until that moment, I I've been doing. I'm a very physical person. I move a lot. Like, that's what I like to do. My girlfriend and I, we perform acro yoga together. We've had gigs doing different types of acrobatic dance. I have a group of friends that we all perform together, you know. And when I saw my leg like that, the first thing that popped into my head was, man, I'm going to get left behind for a while. Like, this is going to take me out. What am I going to do? It really sucked. It really sucked. But let me reiterate that. That really sucked. And kind of got me down for a few days. But then I really started thinking about it, and I started kind of viewing it as an opportunity, because at this point in my life, I was kind of all over the place. I'm an actor as well, and I've been kind of doing the acting thing. I've been doing all these, gigs and all this physical training, and I've been working 2 different jobs. I'm kind of all over the place, never really been able to really fully be great at anything, and a lot of changes were going on in my life at this time. I had a couple different changes as far as, some forms of income coming, others coming in, kind of a transitionary, that's not really a word, transitional period for me, and not really feeling the most stable, which is really interesting, because I feel that, issues of the knee, and just follow me on this, I feel that, issues of the knee are kind of an indicator of greater issues at hand. I'm a firm believer in the concept that nothing that occurs in this reality is exactly as it seems, and there's a higher reason or a higher purpose for everything happening. And I feel that this lack of stability and this being, pulled in multiple directions inadvertently led to this injury, which is now, resulting in a lack of stability. And they were all kind of things that I've been needing to deal with and needing to kind of sort out and simplify in my life. And also, during this period of time, I also wasn't very present in my everyday life. And in that particular moment, I was not being very present. So it's an interesting duality. I learned how to overcome my fear simply by being present and doing it. But I also learned how one can be injured. I've always had this fear of fully giving into a flow state or jumping into the unknown, because I didn't know what's going to happen. And through this experience so far, I did it, and I learned that it's entirely possible. All you need to do is be present. And the moment I got hurt was the moment I got too excited and I was not present. So I learned 2 lessons that day: the importance of being present, and how one can get lost in the moment and bad things can happen. I also think it's really interesting that the name of the technique, the raiz, is Portuguese for the word roots, another word synonymous with stability. So I think it's really fascinating that I had this injury occur, because so far in these 2 weeks, I've done a lot of simplifying in my life. I've directed more energy into my acting classes. I've narrowed down my work to one thing, and it's been a lot easier lately. I'm not running around all the time half-assing everything, and it's allowed me to really re-examine what's most important in my life. Kind of going back to my roots. Yeah, I know. It's interesting to think about that, because not everything, some people want to think, well, not everything's a coincidence, not everything is a synchronicity. But I feel that things that are synchronistic and even things that are not all bear a very, all resemble something very important, because life itself is a tapestry of moments woven together, right? So it all means something. There's always something to pull from it. So in my experience, that's what I've learned so far. And that's where my journey has taken me. I will say that it was a little difficult last week because this realization and the shifting of energies required me to kind of take a step back and view the situation in a different lens. The first few days I was really depressed. I'm not going to lie, like I was really bummed out. I did not leave this couch. There was no one here in the apartment with me. I mean, I had some friends visit, but I kept having these awful thoughts about how I felt less. I felt like less of a. I kind of felt like less of a person for a second because I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do, or that I'm never going to be able to do this again, and never be able to do that again, and I stopped viewing it as a problem, and I started viewing it as an opportunity to work on other things, to shift my energy around. And since then, I have been doing that. I've been really kind of restructuring my life and, going back to my roots. And so I made that attitude shift, and everything was going fine until I finally got the call Tuesday, the official results of my MRI, and then the implementation of this change of philosophy was a lot more difficult when I finally realized, oh yeah, I am going to need surgery. This is a big deal, but I managed to do it, and I'm not saying it's been the easiest process, but I'm doing it. I'm admitting that it is difficult, and it has been difficult, but I'm pushing ahead and doing it anyway. So this is where I stand. I have my appointment on Monday, and I'll keep you guys updated. In the meantime, I want to post other videos. I've been redirecting my physical energy into handstands as well as a lot of upper body strength training. I actually have a handstand challenge with a friend of mine. I'm going to upload a video in regards to that, so stay tuned on that. So here's my journey as we stand so far. It's Saturday night. The date is, bear with me here, I should know this. Oh my God, July 30th. It's July 30th already? The date is Saturday, July 30th, and here's where we're at. So thanks for listening. Those who want to follow me along on my journey, I'm going to periodically post videos on my updates and my healing process. And I also know that out there, somebody somewhere might be dealing with an injury, maybe a similar injury or another type of injury, or it might not even be a physical injury. It might not be an injury at all. It could just be the process of changing your mind state on a certain event. So to those who watch, welcome. Thank you for being here, and I will give you an update on Monday. Thanks for coming along.